The next thing we do is we break it down into short-term to-dos. So for my roadmap, let me go to to-dos, okay? And there are two ways of looking at my to-dos. There's the Kanban and the task list view, right? So let me first talk about Kanban, which is basically, you've got these different buckets over here, the things that I'm going to do today or tomorrow, next 7 days for me, not this week, maybe sometime this month, and something that I really, at some point, I want to take my kids to the World Cup in 2026 maybe, so I'm going to plan for that a little bit later, right? Now, let me put in a new to-do list over here, right? A new to-do item. So let's say, and I shouldn't be doing this on a to-do list, but anyway, let me put it. My son is coming back from Singapore after a football tournament today. So let's say pick up KU from airport, right? Just doing it as illustration, add due date, it's today. I can put in a reminder over here as well, right? So I can put a reminder on day event whenever I'm putting it. Also, if I want a specific time, I can include a time, and then my reminders can be even more specific, right? But let me just say that I don't really need a reminder just now. If you have a desktop app or a phone app, this will give you reminders. But if you're just accessing Notion through the website, you won't get reminders. So that's one of the advantages of having the desktop app, right? So let's see. I put in pick up KU from the airport. The domain is my personal life, right? And why is that important? Why am I putting that domain? Because sometimes I'm at work and I just want to focus on what I need to get done at work, right? So here are only my work to-dos. Now, I can also have, all of them just now. So if I just remove that filter, I've got both my personal and work. And maybe at the end of the day, after I finish my work, I wanted to see what do I still need to do in my personal life? Okay, here it is, pick up Kayan from the airport. If I want to delete this, I right click and delete it. That's one way of doing it. Now I have a duplicate entry, which I'd made earlier when I was practicing. The other thing I can do is I can just click this done checkbox and it's gone, right? Now it hasn't been deleted. It's been put in the done folder. So if I want to see that, instead of filtering it by unchecked, I'll filter it by checked, and there it is. And if I unclick the done and then I move the filter back to unchecked, there I can see it again over here, pick up Kayan for the airport. So let me just delete this time, right? So this is how we look at the Kanban view. Let's say, let me look to work to show you how to move things around, right? So let's say I am re-recording this video because I didn't like the way it was the first time. I'm getting tired, I've run out of time, I need to go pick up my son. So instead of doing it just now, let me do it next week. I can just drag this over here, or I can just move it back, right? Now these buckets, this is how I'm sorting it, but you can easily just change the headings to whatever works for you. I have one bucket for things I'm going to do today, if not today, tomorrow. Then there are things that I'm going to be doing next week. So I'm going to send, Avantika and Girish the link so that they can practice on the app and give me their feedback, etc. Then after they've tested it, maybe next month what I'm going to do is incorporate this app into part of our virtual program, etc. Right? So move it around. This is one way of viewing it. And you can see the same thing on the mobile as well, right? So if I look on the mobile, it's exactly the same thing. I can drag and drop. I can click on this, change it exactly the same way that I can on the desktop version, right? The other way of looking at it is on the task list, and you can use whichever one you prefer. So over here, for example, all the to-dos are in a table format, and again, I can sort it over here, right? So for example, if I want to see the things for the coming week and today or tomorrow, I can put that, or I can just say, no, I just want to focus on really the urgent stuff that I want to get done today or tomorrow. And in fact, I just want to focus on, not done, etc. I want to just focus on my work because I'm still at office. So here are the things. There may be a due date. There may not be a due date on this. Really depends. I usually don't do a due date. Well, oh my God. I don't normally do a due date unless it's some external commitment, like I need to submit something by a certain time, right? Because otherwise I just keep it today or tomorrow or based on that bucket, right? Those are the to-dos, right? Again, all these pages will have a show description at the top. You can click on that to just find out what the page is about, and all the instructions are how to create, how to delete, how to sort, etc. That's all there, right? One other really cool feature that Notion has implemented just this week, in fact, is the recurring task function. So what I'm going to do is, instead of creating a new task over here, I'm going to go to this drop-down menu and I'm going to create a recurring task. So you can see over here are all my recurring tasks. So first, let me create the task that I want to recur on a regular basis. So let's say read a chapter of Stormlight series. Okay, I'm trying to get back into fiction. That's obviously personal. And when this task comes up, I want it to be marked as something that I want to do on that day, because this is something I want to do every day, right? Go back. Now you can see over here, the template is come. So every time I click on this, that task will automatically appear because from the template, but it's not recurring like these other ones. So what I want to do over here is go to repeat, and I switch that on and put it every day. Okay. Now over here, you can see it's 11:08 just now. So let me put that as 11:09. Okay. And I'll save it. And what I'll do is I'll go to this. Just now I'm showing only my personal task. So let me move to, it's showing only my work task. Let me move to personal. And what will happen is when this becomes 11:09, then you can see that it'll automatically create this to-do over here exactly at that time. So you can do it like, say, at 6 o'clock every day. I want to like exercise or read a book, etc. This will automatically populate my to-do at that time, and then I can check it off. Yes, I've done this. And of course, for work as well, I might have something like, say, the PO file, the purchase order file. If I go in and look at this, it's every month on 15th November. I better change that, otherwise Girish is going to kill me. Every 15th of the month, I'll need to check my purchase orders are up to date, and it'll just pop up at that time. So I think this is a really cool feature that Notion has just added. The next thing I'm going to look at is the habits. Right. So let me go to habits, and on my mobile as well, I'll go to the habits page over here. Okay. Now, here you can see I've got 6 habits that I'm tracking. You will start off with maybe a couple of habits, and you can just highlight the title and just change it, right? So computer, for example, you can just change it over there. You can change the icon. Now what I'm going to do is let me expand these habits to show you how it looks. I'm just going to highlight them all and then click on the toggle, and I can see all the habits kind of appear. Over here, you can see I can track when I have been working on the app, for example, whenever I've been exercising, I've been traveling. I haven't been doing any LinkedIn or writing just now, just not focusing on that for this month, right? Just focusing on completing this app and exercising, and I've been traveling to Singapore, so that's why I'm feeling a little bit guilty, and it's not that high, right? Now, I can tick these off: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and over here is Saturday and Sunday. Normally, when I have the desktop in the full version, you can see that in the entire week. Over here are the week numbers, right? So I put it 31st October, 7th November, 14th November. So I know which month, which week, or which date each one of these boxes is. If I forget, I can just expand on the calendar, and I can see the dates over here: 31st December, 7th November, etc. And I can just put them in when I'm tracking it, right? Now, if I reach the end of the month, right, and I want to start again, well, what I can do is I can just highlight these boxes, right? So let me highlight all these boxes, and I press delete, and there you can see all the boxes are all the checks are gone, and I can start monitoring again. But let me just undo that so I have this record here. Similarly, if you want to create, let me just minimize all these. But again, I'm going to highlight all these boxes and just toggle them down. Okay. If you want to create one from scratch, you can just click this button over here, right? So click create a habit to be tracked for the month. You click this, and it will create the habit name. You can change the habit name. You can put in your icons over here. You can put in the week numbers, and you can drag it. You can even create different columns. So if I put column over here, I can put in 2 columns, 3 columns, however you want to see them, basically, right? So that's one advantage of Notions. It's very flexible and versatile. You can use it in many different ways. It's a document. You can structure it however you want.